Okay, let's take a look at another great exercise that promotes independence of the fingers in the left hand. This is simply a finger switching exercise. So what we're going to start off, this is the example that's in your notation there, but basically what we're going to start off by playing a D on the A string, so the 5th fret A string with your first finger, and then your middle finger will be on the next string up, the D string on the 6th fret, third finger on the 7th fret, and the pinky will take the 8th fret. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8 in terms of the frets. It's not a very nice, not a very pleasant sounding chord by itself, but it's a great exercise. So we're going to start off by just pressing down all of the notes and plucking those with the right hand using the thumb and then index, middle, and ring fingers. And that's all the right hand's going to do in this exercise. This exercise is really all about the left hand. So the first combination that of fingers that we're going to switch are the first and second fingers in the left hand. So what we're simply going to do is just trade places, exchange. So the first finger now moves to the 5th fret. You're going to stay in position. It moves to the 5th fret D string, while the middle finger moves from the D string 6th fret down to the A string 6th fret. And you simply move those back and forth. And while they're trading notes, trading places, your 3rd and 4th fingers stay down. Now, there's two great things that you can get out of this exercise. Number one, it promotes finger switching. And that's just from a technical perspective, that's important. But also, more importantly, from a musical perspective, what you're doing is now training your fingers to feel the difference between held, sustained, some would say legato articulation, and short, popped, staccato type of articulation. What I mean by that is that the fingers of the left hand that are staying down, they're staying fretted, will be your long, sustained, held notes, while the two fingers that trade places, exchange notes, if you play them very short as possible, now you're promoting this articulation concept. So we have two notes that are short, and the other two notes are long. And when you pop those two notes of the first and second fingers, you don't need to come flying very far off the fingerboard at all. In fact, I'm just simply releasing pressure. So it's on, off. And you'll notice, if you can see, my first and middle fingers are still actually touching the strings. And that's important because, you don't want those strings to ring off. You don't want them to be like... You don't want that. You want to keep it nice and clean. And just try moving it. Each finger is relaxed and controlled as possible, and the notes are short as possible. Okay? Then you continue the same exercise, swapping the first and third fingers. Now this is a little more challenging because the first and third fingers have an extra string to travel across. Okay, so we're starting off, the first finger's on the A string, and then that will go up to the 5th fret G string, while the ring finger simultaneously comes down to the A string 7th fret. So just try to get the feel of those while the middle and pinky stay down, and then try popping those as we did before. Then finally 1 and 4. So now 2 and 3 are down. 2 and 3 next. 2 and 4. And then finally 3 and 4. So you might want to try each of those combinations in time. You might want to do 4 of each, 4 of 1, 2, 4 of 1, 3, 4 of 1, 4, etc., and then even 2 of each. That gets a little bit more challenging, but it's a great exercise to develop, and that promotes this independence as well as the articulation, the difference between held and sustained notes and short and released notes, basically. And that's an important technical consideration that you want to consider when you're playing solo jazz guitar, because to create the illusion of two players playing, to really sound alive, you want to have this kind of like a three-dimensional approach to playing, whereas one part is being articulated very smoothly and the other part is much more staccato or phrased the way a singer might phrase a melody. So these combinations in your example are the other. We'll do each combination 4 times, and we'll try it in time. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and...